All right, all praises and glory goes to Yahweh by Shemi Awashai by Shemi Kwakwadasha. Double and honors to the elders of GMS who's pushing this truth with all truth and sincerity. Shalom. And this is an article from BBC News, and the title here says Texas flood death tolls climb up to 107. And this is just gonna be various topics that I'm going into because there's a lot going on in the world right now, man. And the elites, they're trying to do away with the dollar, man, to get that digital MOTB system out, working and out, you know. But I'm just gonna read a little bit, and it says here that the death toll from flash floods that struck central Texas on Friday has now climbed up to at least 107 people, and an unknown number of others are missing. Search and rescue teams are waddling through mud-piled riverbanks as more rain and thunderstorms threaten the region, but most was fading of finding any more survivor 4 days after the catastrophic. Camp Mystic, a Christian all-girls summer camp, confirmed at least 27 girls and staff were among the dead. 5 campers and 1 adult are still missing, And the White House, meanwhile, rejected suggestions that budget cuts the National Weather Service could have inhabit the disaster response a lot. Let's see. And it means unable to act in a relaxed or natural way because of self-conscious or mental restraint. So I mean, you brothers been seeing it, man. There's been people in their houses calling for the police. There was one where there was a elder I think Issachar, and laying on his bed, and he couldn't get out the house. His daughters tried, and his daughters tried. They couldn't pull him out the house, man, because he was bedridden. And then they showed that the cops was on the other side of the riverbank, in front of their house, and they couldn't do nothing about it, man. But a lot of people died, man, and a lot of children are missing, especially from this Christian all girls camp, man. And ultimately we know it's Yahweh Bashim Shot bringing this destruction upon Israel, man. And this is just the beginnings, man. Going to Matthew chapter 24. This is the beginnings of sorrows, man, and it's gonna get worse and worse, man, because the nation of Israel, they don't listen, man, and they truly want to stay here, but going back to those girls that are missing, man, very well it could be, man, that people, maybe the elites or whoever, man, have taken the girls hostage, man, because there's still 4 or 5 of them missing, and I wouldn't be surprised if you got people amongst this disaster taking advantage of it, man, and killing people and doing all manners of wickedness amongst this disaster, man, or the elites doing messing with the weather, or doing their kidnapping people, or whatever, man. There's so many outcomes, man, but ultimately it only goes back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai bringing judgment. Moving on to the next one. This is I don't know, I guess an independent KYIV independent article or news, I guess, site. And it says, would China invade Taiwan spark Russian attack on NATO? Experts say is possible. And it says this if Xi Jinping would attack Taiwan, he would first make sure that he calls to his very junior partner in all of this, Putin, and telling him, hey, I'm going to do this. I need to keep them busy in Europe, which is talking about NATO, by attacking NATO territory. Sanctuary General Mark blah 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 said in July the 5th interview with the New York Times. Such a scenario would, for all intents and all purposes, amount to global war between nuclear superpowers. Yet many experts agree that this scenario is not too far from reality. So it's not too far from Ping calling upon Russia to attack NATO, man. And Beijing and Moscow have tightened their alliance, armed at dethroning the U.S. as global superpowers, a corporation nowhere else more visible than the Chinese support for Russia war against Ukraine, man. And these and Russia and these other nations, that's alliance with Russia, they're trying to get rid of the dollar, man. They're trying to dethrone America by getting rid of the dollar, and it's ultimately going back to the elites, man, because the elites, they know that that they got to bring in their system, man, because we're close to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai showing up in the fathership, man, and we're close to nuclear war, man, all out nuclear war, man. Prophecies is about to be be complete, man. We just got a few prophecies left, man, and it's about to be complete, man. We're already in Jacob's trouble. It's just not fully kicked off yet, man. But we are here, man. And there's so much information going out and so much news that it's hard to keep up, man. But yeah, I'm gonna just stop it right there because there's China it's a lot. Russia is trying to move on NATO, and NATO always wanted to make war with Russia, man. But either way it goes, man, the U.S. is taking a big hit. During while the dollar is declining, man. We're having inflation. A lot of inflation is about to hit these coming weeks, so they say. With the prices going up, man. And we as we get closer and closer to the end, man, these prophecies are popping off the pages, man, because we are in prophecy, man. Now you see in YouTube, you turn on YouTube, man, it's like there's everybody's talking about doomsday topic, man, except for our people, man. Our people are still trying to live it up, still ignoring what's going on in the world. You got some of our people that's a witness or taking heed, well, not taking heed, but looking upon what's going on in the world, man, and trying to figure out what's going on. But going back to Jeremiah 4 verse 21, and this is barely paraphrasing it, for our people are Sodom's children, man, and they're stupid, man, because while they're living it up, while they're going out to clubs, still drinking, still doing all that, man, there's a lot of animosity going on in the world, man, and a lot of chaos being brought forth, man. and these prophecies is gonna hit them as what the year of 2020 when they had that lockdown, man. It's gonna hit them like that, man. Cause we just woke up, and I can vaguely I can't remember all of it, but I can kind of remember that we just woke up, man, and it was a lockdown. We couldn't even go to school. We had to get computers and whatnot, man. You know, but it was a lockdown, man. And easily, Trump can put that in place, man. A lockdown, man. You know, but he's ultimately trying to get that digital MOTB in, man. That digital system in, man. Which everything is in place. They just gotta have a big commotion, man. But moving from this topic to another one. This is a Gizmodo, and it says here the startup of Wall Street giants alike are racing to turn stock bonds and real estate into crypto-like tokens. We asked an expert to break down what that means for your money, and a resolution is brewing in the finance, promising to shatter the old walls of the Wall Street, and bring assets like stocks, bonds, and even skyscrapers into the blockchain. It's called tokenization, and it could fundamentally change how we own, trade, and how we think about value. To understand what this means for an average person, we broke down the concept and spoke to Ken, the CEO founder of the blockchain platform Wired Network, about the future of tokenization world. And tokenization is taking a real world asset like a share of a Tesla stock and turning it into a digital token that lives on a blockchain. What's a blockchain? Think of it as a super secure shared digital ledger that can't be easily tampered with. It's the same technology that powers cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, man. And basically, they're doing away with physical assets, man, and going and putting everything on a digital asset, man. This is forwarding the MOTB to be made mandatory, man. And the money is basically, the dollar is declining, man. The dollar is about to be done away with, man. And for the dollars to be done away with, they're gonna have to cause a big scene, man, a big event, man. For the people who's not watching, who's not preparing themselves, they're gonna be it's gonna come upon them unawares, and it's gonna seem real, man. But this world is a stage, man. We're in a stage, man. We're in a movie. We're in the we're in Yahweh Bashim Shai's movie, man. And ultimately the elites, they're gonna crash this society, man. This is why the society is failing, man, because the elites is about to crash this society. Ultimately it's going back to Yahweh Bashim Shai, but the elites, they're just fulfilling prophecy at this point, man. They're not special, man. They're just pawns in Yahweh Bashim Shai's movie, in his game, man. And he's using them to crash this society. This is why everybody's freaking out about the apocalypse, man. About all hell breaking loose, about T attacks and blackouts and EMP attacks. Because the elites, man, they're gonna implement that MOTB, man, that CHIP that goes into your hand, man, that you're gonna need to get around in this new world order. So they say, man, but they're not gonna. It's not gonna be fulfilled, man, as prophecy says, man. You know, and there's a lot of examples of them trying to upset prophecy, and they couldn't. They couldn't, you know, because prophecy is prophecy, man. You know, and whatever Yahweh Bashim says, it goes, man. No matter if it looks like it's gonna take a different turn or not, man. Whatever he says, it goes, man. You know, but. We already know that it's played out, man. You know, and Yahweh Shai and his elect, man, they get the victory at the end of the day. You know, so while they're trying to put this NW this new world order out, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, man. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, man. You know, but. You know, they're just moving towards the MOTB. The title of this one says the end of the stock market as we know it, man. And the dollar is declining. The dollar is declining, man. And sooner or later, man, you know, once they get rid of that dollar and you can't use cash to pay, and you got to take a damn chip, you know, or a massive event happens, and the dollar is done away with, people are gonna fucking lose it, man. You know, they're already losing their shit right now because they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I'm talking about these heathen, man. The 2/3, man, they're 2/3. But these heathens, they know that their kingdom is slowly disintegrating, man. It's slowly falling, man. And they're getting ready for that last brick to be kicked in. You know, they're getting ready for that last brick to fall, man, to where the whole society, this society as we know it, collapsed, man. You know, and to hell with this society, man. We can't live in this society, especially as Israelites, man. This society has broken us spiritually and physically, man. You know. And by the grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, we gotten through it, man, and we have been protected, you know. But as we know it, man, this society is not profitable unto us, man. You know, this society is not for us, man. This society is meant to keep us low, in a low place, and keep us up under, man. You know, this devil has done his studies on the Israelite man and the Israelite woman. Down to the teeth, down to where he turned our he turned the women against us, man. You know, to where our family structure is broken, our food is defiled. You know, our mentors, you know, which they're not really our mentors, but the ones that Jake really looks up to. You know, they're corrupted, man. You know, and this society is not profitable. You can't produce a good fruit, a good nation out of this society that we live in today, man. You know, especially with Jake, man. You know, look who Jake's the Jakes look up to, man. They look up to the Cardi B's, the Beyonce's, the Kanye West, so forth and so forth, man. To where what do they profit for our people, man? And it's only one-sided, man. It's what they gain, man. You know, from selling their soul and giving out to this beast, man. You know, and there are a whole bunch of sellouts to our people. Ultimately, man, they act like they care for our people, but they couldn't give two rats ass, man. If they are given the assignment to indoctrinate our people with which they have been given, man. You know, with that gay agenda, man, on our people. You know, and you know what does that profit a nation, man? But bring forth judgment and bring forth all manners of pestilence and judgment upon that nation, man. You know, because you know, this society that we live in, man, it's trash, man. You know, and we can say it over and over and over, man. But The day that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai comes back, man, that's gonna be the best thing for our people, man. You know, it's gonna be the best thing for our people, man. You know, at the end of the day, when Yahweh Bashim Yahushai cracks them clouds and he shows up in the fathership, it's gonna be the best thing for our people, man, and the best thing for the planet Earth, man, as we know it. You know, which is to come, man. So moving on, I don't want to stay on a topic too longer. It says a man dies at Milan airport after being sucked into a jet engine. Local media reports, and there's a lot of people that's being slaughtered, man. A lot of people, the love of many are waxing cold, and I think that's in Second Esdras, you know, if I'm not mistaken. The love of many are waxing cold. Let me get it real quick. No, so like it's in Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall bound, the love of many are waxing cold. And we see that today, man. There's a lot of people offing mothers, offing fathers, fathers offing mothers and their kids, man. Because iniquity is abound, man. You know. And this man has this man, you know, he got sucked into a jet engine, man. You know, that's a cruel judgment, man. You know, getting sucked into a jet engine, man. You know, even though he might not have feel it, man, but that split second, man. You know, I know his heart stopped. You know, I know he was like, you know, and that's a scary ass judgment, man. You know, and it was probably quick for him, but for others, man, people was. It shook I know it shook the mess out of him, man. Getting sucked into an engine jet, man, that's crazy, you know. But this is the Heavenly Father's judgment, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's judgment, man. You know, and judgments like this are gonna keep happening, man. You know. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he's terrible like this, man. He has demon like power, man. You know, and he knows what scare the shit out of people, man. You know. But this is just one little small judgment, because when all hell breaks loose, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna be able to spread his imagination, man. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is terrible, man. You know, when it comes to judgments, there's nothing far out for him to do, you know. But a lot of people are about to get judged, man. A lot of people seen that movie. What's that movie? It was one person at my job who kept talking about it, man. You know, Final Destination, yeah, Final Destination, man. You know, and a lot of shit that's about to come on the planet Earth is about to be like Final Destination, and we can already see that shit now, man. You know, people dying in crazy ass ways, man. But ultimately it goes back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's judging, man. He's judging this place, man. You know, and he's gonna be killing people like this, man. Women, especially you women, you wicked ass women, y'all gonna be judged, man, for the shit that y'all have been doing, man. You know, and the pride that's on these women, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has let these women be prideful as all hell, man. You know, he has let these women be so damn prideful, man, to where when all hell breaks loose, man, they ain't gonna know what the fuck to do, man. They're gonna lose their fucking minds. They're gonna lose their marbles when all hell breaks loose, man. And all hell breaking loose is gonna be their fucking judgment, man. You know, because these men, they're not gonna take care of you prideful as women, man. You know, and we can say that in and day out, man. But when that day finally happens, man, these women, they're gonna fucking lose it. They're gonna be bugged out. man. They're gonna be assed out here, man. Spiritually and physically, they're gonna be assed out, man. And these men are just gonna take advantage of these women, man. Men are getting colder right now, man. So how much more when all hell breaks loose and they're in survival mode, man? You know, and the pride on these fucking women while society was up, while they could go to go get their nails done, their feet done, so forth, man, it's crazy, man. The pride that's on these fucking women, man. So they're gonna lose their marbles when all hell breaks loose, and they're not gonna know what the fuck to do. And these men, they're already getting colder right now, man. So how much more when all hell breaks loose, you know? How much more when men are ruthless, man? You know, because a lot of men has been done wrong by these women, man. You know, and I can get on the women day in and day out, but it's like it doesn't click with them, man. All hell has to break loose for these women to get it, man. They have to see all the shit that they put their pride in, their work, their money, their material things. It's all gonna come to naught, man. It's all gonna be for nothing, man. You know, and they're not gonna have shit at the end of the day, but getting with a man in that day, man, to protect them, man. You know, they're not gonna have shit, man. You know. You know, and they can be all prideful now, but that day just has to come, man. You know, and it's going to come, but we're right here at the door of all hell breaking loose, man. The elites just have to just put in a massive event, man. However that they do it, man. You know, and there's number of ways that they can do it. You know, there's number of ways that they can implement a major event that causes all hell to break loose, man. That causes people to go crazy, man. And these people, they're dumb, man. These people are stupid, man. Brothers and sisters, do not trust nobody that's outside this truth, man. Because they're wicked and evil, even to your family members, man. Your family members are wicked and evil, man. You know, they find out how can they get over on you, man. You know, and it's sad to say, but even your family members, you cannot trust your family members, man. You know, only the ones who believe and put their faith and their trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you know. Because these people out here, man, they're wicked and evil, man. They have numerous of demons on them, man. You know. But, you know, in that day, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to protect us, man. You know, because we're not going to be up under this devil, man. When all hell breaks loose, man, we're under Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's protection, man. And his what he provides for us, man. We're going back under Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's covering, man, which we're already under, but we're going back under his covering and his grace, man. You know, because he's going to be having grace upon us while everybody's starving, while everybody's running around, stabbing up each other, killing each other, man. You know, being down demons, it's going to be a purge-like mindset out here, man. You know, and I've been saying that for years and years, man. You know, it's going to be like a purge out here, man. People are going to be killing and purging out here, man. You know. Especially these men, man. These men that has been done wrong for a very long time, man. There was one video, if I can remember, that this man said, when all hell breaks loose, I'ma go and rally up. I don't think he said rally up, but either way it goes, he said, I'm gonna go and find the next man and take his shit, man. You know. And that's the mindset of these men out here, man. They're gonna be ruthless, man. They're not gonna give a shit, especially these hardcore ass Americans, man. That's been to Chirac, you know, a couple of times. Not Chirac, but you know, Iran and stuff. You know, and over there in the Middle East, you know, that spent some time in these third world countries, man. You know. that has been hardened, man. Because these red Edomites, man, they know what war is, man. You know, and really these Edomites, man, they love to war, man. They love the atmosphere of warring and going to war, man, and being in a state of always being in uh fight or flight mode, man. You know, they love that feeling, man. So when they come back home to America, they can never really it can never really release their stress, man. You know, because America is just a whole bunch of stress. They go from surviving over there, from surviving every day, trying to get food, making sure you don't get fucking sniped in your head or blown up, your lower body blown up, to coming to America and worrying about bills, worrying about what your woman thinks, man, worrying about is she okay, is she getting enough attention, man, worrying about if she's messing with the next door neighbor, man, worrying about she can't deal with the stress that I'm giving her, so she has. So we're going through a divorce right now. The kids are being taken away, man. Because these women in America has been given liberty, man. They have been selfish with it, man. They have been selfish to the point. It's unbearable, man. The men just has to just let it go, man. Even to the point of their kids, man. They gotta let it go, man, to find peace, man. You know. And the men, they find peace in addictions, man. You know, in drinking, in prostitution, man, and in other things, man. You know, and it's hard for the men, man, because these women, they have no 50-50, man. They have no 25-75, man. It's more like 100% and zero for the men, man. 100% for them and zero for the men. They have no they're just selfish human beings, man. You know? And men like that, men that has been through that, man, they're gonna tear shit up when all hell breaks loose, man. You know, and they're gonna love it, man. They're gonna love it, man. They're gonna love tearing shit up, man. You know? And they're gonna love being in survival mode, man, because that's all they was trained up for, man. You know, especially the hardcore rednecks, Americans, Samaritans, man. You know, the ones that's pride to wear the American flag on them, man. You know, they're gonna love tearing shit up. You know, love being in a survival state. You know, they're gonna love, you know, if you brothers seen The Walking Dead, there's some men that be like, oh, I wish the shit turned back into normal, but there's really some men that's gonna love being in that mode, being in survival mode, seeing the woman being brought low, man, and taking advantage of it just as well as the woman has taken advantage of them when society was up, you know. And it's just gonna be a fish eating a fish. It's gonna be a small fish getting eaten by a bigger fish, which the bigger fish getting eaten by a huge fish, man, and so forth, man. You know, in that day, man. That's why we're gonna need protection, man. You know, cause it's gonna be bad out here, brothers, man. It's gonna be bad out here, man. You know. and we get closer and closer to it every day, man. Every day, you know, there's always something popping off, man. You know. But we are in these times, man, when all hell is about to break loose, man. And Esau just has to come with it, man, because we tired. We ready to go home. We ready for this world to be done away with, as prophecies and states that that America is gonna be burnt up, man. We ready, man. So Esau just gotta bring it, man. He just gotta bring it full force, everything, man, because his kingdom is falling. You know, we see it, man. It's falling. Even the heathens, they see it, man. They know that their kingdom is about to fall, man. And there's no coming back after this, man. So You know, I like to just give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Yahweh. You brothers and sisters stay prayed up, man. And I ask Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for mercy, man, which we need mercy every day. You know, that's talking to myself and foremost, man. Because we are in some very dire times, some very scarce times right now, man. You know, and anything can pop off, letting all hell break loose, man. You know. So, shalom.